Hey carnivore friends, there are a lot of people transitioning to carnivore that struggle with being overly full. And so I get a lot of people private messaging me and saying, I literally can't get myself to eat. I am so nauseous. I am so full. So if that is you, listen up because I'm going to give you some advice on what your day can look like on carnivore while keeping up your metabolism. This is really important. I say this all the time and it's very true. You should not start the carnivore diet with intermittent fasting. That is only reserved for people who have done it, who have practiced it, and who are used to it. Your system is going to be under a lot of stress when you start the carnivore diet. You are working on transitioning to a new energy system. Your body's going from burning glucose to burning fat for energy. That takes a lot of work. You are also digestively changing, right? You're used to having carbohydrates. You're used to having a lot of fiber. Your gut flora, everything is changing, okay? So that is a lot. It's a good stress. It's like I talk about with the girls in the gym when we're weightlifting. That's a great stress on the body. Good stress is still stress though. So I just want you to think about the fact that you need to continue eating. If you do under fuel, I hear of a lot of people, and I've worked with a lot of people who under fuel, and they come to me and they're like, why am I feeling like total crap? Why is this not working? And it's because you are under fueling. Your body will downregulate. Your metabolism will downregulate. If you are not giving your body enough fuel, your body is going to say, where's the bear? We are in fight or flight. I am going to hold on to all this energy because I don't know when we're going to get food next. So if you're under eating on calories, I don't think that you always need to track, but if you are under eating and you're only eating one meal a day because you're just so full, here's a day in the life of somebody who is new to carnivore but struggling to eat enough. So you don't need to start off the day with a super, super heavy meal. This might even feel like a lot, but you could do from 2 to 4 ounces of ground beef and pair that with 2 eggs. Cook them in a little bit of butter. And then what you've got is, you've got a lot of good fats in your egg yolks. You've got fat in your ground beef. Don't drain it. You've also got fat in the butter. So you've got a good fat to protein ratio to get your body started. It is light years ahead of a former breakfast that you would normally have, which is full of sugar, gets your insulin spiking at the beginning of the day, and then your body is just searching for all of that sugar throughout the day. So that breakfast is nutrient dense, but just enough to make you feel satisfied, but not too much to make you feel overly full. If you want a mid-morning snack, you could have some turkey or chicken and melt a little bit of tallow or butter and pour that on top. I would prefer butter. I think tallow is good to cook with, but I don't love the taste for just dipping. But you could take just, 2 ounces of chicken or turkey. Keep it light so you're super high protein there, but you're adding the fats. Remember, 1-to-1 ratio, we're always adding the fat. So that little snack is like a little bit of protein to keep your energy up without really overloading you on volume of food. Lunch can look like 4 ounces of salmon with the skin on, and then maybe a little bit of bone broth for hydration. Just sip that on the side. That's a nice nutrient dense meal. Again, not too filling, but also providing you with the energy that you need. Adding the salmon in also just gives you a little bit of variety so that you're not, what I think some people are feeling with the nausea is like the same taste of meat over and over and over again that feels monotonous, and they need a new flavor profile. So adding in the salmon could help. Then maybe in the afternoon, if you feel like you want it, you could have like 2 ounces of beef jerky. I would always, with beef jerky, I always say just add a little bit of butter. So take a few pads of butter, maybe put it on top if you like that, or go ahead and use brown butter bites and just take a few of those. So that's an easy to digest snack that just kind of keeps that energy up. And then for dinner, you have 4 ounces of maybe pork or lamb. Serve it up with a little bit of tallow, ghee, or butter, and you're good to go. That is a wonderful day of moderate to high protein with fats along with it. And it gives you a lot of variety and different flavors so that you are not eating ground beef at every single meal. I tend to prefer that. I don't mind automating my meals and just cooking up a lot of the same thing. But if you're nauseous or if you're already having the food aversions, this is kind of a nice way to seek that variety while getting your macros right as your early carnivore. This is also a really nice way to mix up the nutrients that you're getting. Obviously, on the carnivore diet, we want to rotate. We want to make sure that we're getting lots of different meats, like the rainbow of meats. But early on, I suggest keeping it super simple. I find that with all of my coaching clients in nutrition, the more variety earlier on, the more overwhelmed people tend to be. So that's why I always recommend just like really leaning into beef at the beginning. But if that leaning into beef is making you feel nauseous, or you're having food aversions, or you just can't stomach it, changing the flavor profile and kind of getting some variety for your palate is going to be really helpful. So let me know if this helped, and talk to me in the comments.